What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu. You're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last night I watched Gone Girl, and Gone Girl is the latest film from director David Fincher. And David Fincher is actually one of my all-time favorite directors. He's actually somewhere in my top 10 list of favorite directors of all time. So I was definitely looking forward to watching Gone Girl. Gone Girl is a mystery thriller starring Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike, also co-starring Neil Patrick Harris, Tyler Perry, Carrie Coon, and Kim Dickens. And like I said before, it's a mystery thriller. So in this particular mystery thriller, it's a whodunit. All right, who is responsible for the disappearance of Amy Dunn, who is Nick Dunn's wife. Nick Dunn is, of course, the husband played by Ben Affleck, and Amy Dunn is the wife played by Rosamund Pike. And you know what? It's a bit hard to give this movie a review without giving anything away, so I'm going to do my best to not talk about any details or spoilerific stuff because it is a mystery. And one thing about a mystery is that you're supposed to keep on guessing, all right? So it's really about the disappearance of Ben Affleck's character's wife, and I got to tell you, this movie got me completely engaged 100%. David Fincher's directing is superb. This movie is superb, and a lot of it is superb, not just from David Fincher's directing, but the acting. This movie was all driven, well, most of it, a huge part of it was driven by acting, and of course the storytelling. But the acting is really what keeps you so attached to this film, because you are constantly trying to figure out these characters. You're trying to figure out their motives. You're trying to understand what is behind the motive, and why they're doing what they do, and why they did what they did. And throughout the entire movie, I was just 100% engaged, and it's got a very eerie feeling to it. And you can't help but feel on edge and tense when you're watching all these scenes unfold. And it's no different than any other David Fincher movie. I mean, if you've seen the movies like Seven, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Zodiac, this is kind of in the same tradition of those films. It's very dark, it's very eerie, and it's actually kind of creepy. Because, well, it is a mystery thriller, and, things might just pop out of nowhere, and it just gives you a kind of like a feeling of psychological terror. I'm going to say psychological terror because, it's not a horror movie or anything like that. It's a mystery, but there's something that is just psychologically disturbing. That is a feeling that you get while watching the movie. And like I said, it's all due to the direction, the acting, and of course the storytelling. The story itself is very mysterious. It's very intriguing, and that's one of the main reasons that I love about David Fincher as a storyteller. He keeps you very engaged through these characters that are written for this film. By the way, this film is actually adapted off a novel of the same name from author Gillian Flynn. She wrote the novel Gone Girl back in 2012, and it's a little different from the book apparently, but I never read the book, so I don't really know. But as a story, like as a film, it is a great movie. Now, this movie runs at 2.5 hours long, but from beginning to end, this is a movie that really, really kept my attention. So I really highly recommend this movie, especially if you can handle like a good American mystery, and also if you're okay with a kind of a terrorizing story. I mean, it really terrorizes you. I mean, you can't help feel the sense of dread, and it's almost like horror without horror, because what you see is takes place, and people's motives is actually kind of horrific. So if you can handle Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, you should have no problem handling a movie like Gone Girl. So yeah, great direction on David Fincher's part, and one of the main reasons why I love David Fincher's storytelling is because it's so consistent. His direction is so consistent. He keeps everything just looking the way it does on all his films, and it gives you that like I said, the feeling of creepiness and dread, and that's how it feels from beginning to end. You just can't help but feel that sort of a psychological terror. So very, very cool. And one thing I also got to mention is that the music. The music is something that really stands out in my opinion. It's subtle but effective. It's not like duh or things like that. It's a very, very subtle kind of tone. And it's sometimes it sounds kind of pleasant, but it's kind of like a creepy pleasant. And it's composed by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who also collaborated with David Fincher in The Social Network. So if you've watched The Social Network and you remember the music, you kind of have an idea of what the music is like in Gone Girl. It's the same sort of thing, and it's really, really effective. And you know what? I am gonna say that there's gonna be some recognition at the Academy Awards for this film. Rosamund Pike's performance was just wow. Okay, I'm gonna say that she totally deserves an Oscar for this role, because yeah. Okay, I'm not even gonna say anything. Okay, there's some really great performances. Now, this movie I think could use some improvement in only one department. Okay, I would have loved to see more of Tyler Perry's character. When Tyler Perry's character is introduced, you start to really like the guy. You really like the guy. You feel that he's trying to help out, and you trying to like just you feel that his character is really trying to contribute for a better cause, okay? And that's why I really like this character. Once they brought him in, I was like, okay, this guy's cool. He's good in my books. And another thing about this movie is that I gotta mention is that it's kind of confusing as to who to really root for, because it's a big mystery. You don't know who's you don't know who really is a good guy. I mean, is this guy really the good guy, or is this other character the good guy? It keeps on having you guessing, and I just got to say that the way this movie plays out is kind of like poetry. And once again, hats off to David Fincher for another great piece of art. I think this movie was like art. It was very, very poetic, and I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. So there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this movie. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. This was a superb film. Great acting, great storytelling, great direction. I love the cinematography, and 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And that's it. I highly recommend this movie. Now, it's an R-rated film, so prepare for some stuff, like R-rated stuff. And there you have it. As always, if you enjoyed this review, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter @RaginNation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Supporting character in The Dark Knight Rises, but he also did a fantastic job in 50-50, and I've also seen him play other characters and really, really stand out.